Guys, I've been an entrepreneur since ninth grade in high school. That's over 3 decades of entrepreneurship. And I've been a real estate investor since 2006. All throughout that time, I've never borrowed any money from a stinky banker, put anything on a credit card, or ever had a job or a resume. I just use creativity, imagination. Now, today's session is for intent. So if you're a real estate investor and you're trying to buy houses for a deep discount or subject to, this is a very important video for you. Intent, intent, intent. Now, let me give you a little story, help you understand what I mean. I go to this coffee shop on a regular basis and I see this, guy. He's a straight up player, right? He's always with different women. I see him at the coffee shop, cold approaching all kinds of women constantly, on a regular basis. So one day I went up to him and said, "Hey, player, man, you're definitely good with women." And he laughed and he told me his story of how women have broken his heart and blah 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 blah. And then he tried to change and become a player. I said, okay, that makes sense. That's cool. And then I start peeping some game from him because, all my life, I was super scared to cold approach women. I worked out since sixth grade. I had a little muscle. I was 6 feet, and so women were always approaching me. And then eventually I had a lot of success and even more women were approaching me. So I was never had to cold approach any women. I was scared as hell, right? But at my age, at my 48, I decided that, hey, I need to learn how to conquer my fears and overcome that because it's going to help me in my life, because this fear is really holding me back for a lot of different things. So I, peeped some game for some professionals offline, like this player that I told you at Starbucks. We become little pals now, and got lessons from him, right? Every time I saw him here and there, and just talk to how to cold approach women, how to talk to women, and etc. And I learned some game online, and it literally has revolutionized my life, not because of women, but also in becoming social, totally becoming I can go anywhere, hey, what's up, brother? Hey, man, I like that beer, dude. Hey, man, how tall are you? You're a monster, bro. And just talk to anyone now because of the game that I've taken. Because if you want to cold approach women, you got to be real social. Just do it. Bob, Jose, Mary, it doesn't matter if they're hot, unattractive, short, young, fat, old, whatever. Just be able to talk to people, to get good at it. You kind of need that skill anyways for a real estate investor. But I was in a situation where, when it came to buying properties or negotiating a deep discount or seller financing, I was really good on my social skills, but it was like a turn off, turn on button. I would just turn it off, when the deal was over, and then I was very, reserved, and I didn't really talk to people, and people usually thought I was pretty upset, or I was an angry dude, and I probably was, right? But learning this stuff literally has changed my life. But anyways, why am I telling you this story? To show you that this guy has massive level of skills. Yesterday we were talking at the coffee shop, and like always, he pulls out his phone and says, "Look, here's the girls that I'm talking to. Here's how I'm talking to them." And he has a bunch of different girls that he's talking to on a regular basis, and he'll sit there and just read it for me, because I tell him, "Bro, I can't read that great," right? And so he'll just sit there and he's highly educated. He speaks multiple languages. And he was sitting there just reading this text message that all these different girls were sending to him, and how he's messaging these girls, right? And he's peep game, right? And I was reading that, right? And listening to him while he was talking. And then something very important happened. Clicked. One of the things that, I'm not doing, or most men are not doing in real estate investing, or even hitting at chicks, is the intent, right? For example, I was asking him, well, man, when you get a girl's phone number, how long do you wait to message them? Because the guys online will say, you want to wait 2 or 3 days, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, my man, you want to go ahead and message them, right off, as soon as you get the phone, message them, say, it's a pleasure meeting you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, doesn't that seem like you're desperate or whatever? It doesn't sound correctly. But he's like, man, what is your goal, dude? His goal is to go ahead and crush it the very first date, and keeps telling me that, this is what my intent is. I mean, my intent is to just crush that, right? Hit that as fast as possible, right? And so this is, I'm right on it, right? And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. But he's like, well, bro, but this is very important that you understand that the intent, and then again, it dawned on me. with real estate investing. Yes, he is telling me 100% the truth. For example, when a seller calls me, right, and I don't say, well, hey, Mr. Seller, I may be interested in buying your property. I may buy it, No. I say, look, that's a beautiful property. I'm ready to buy it now. Consider your house sold, right? I'm like very confident. And I tell them the intent that, hey, they're talking to the right guy, right? I am the guy that was going to buy their property. I'm not saying, well, if the numbers work, well, if my partnership. As soon as I get on the phone with them, I tell them exactly like, hey, rest assured, if we can create a win-win situation, I'll run out there right now in my pajamas and sign a paperwork with you. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I will. And same with this guy, right? Like, if the girl says he met this chick and the player, my buddy, if the girl says come over, he'll run up there, right, and get the job done, right? And I like, okay, that makes sense, dude, because if I get a girl's phone number and I wait 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 days, and it's like I'm like an investor that seller calls me, and then I'm like, well, I don't know, I kind of have my hands full right now. I'm kind of doing these other deals right now. I don't know if I can do the deal. Let me ask my partner. And like, they're not showing like any intent. They're not showing like motivation to do the fucking deal, right? Like as a seller, I'd be like, okay, never mind. Let me call someone else, dude. Kind of like calling a mechanic or calling a personal trainer. If they're not like highly motivated and like the way you feel the vibes, like they don't want to do fucking business with you, then you're like, okay, I'll call someone else, bro. Like there's so many other, and that's when it dawned on me that, hey, this dude is telling me the truth. Like, hey, you meet a chick, you gotta like get on it, right? You gotta show them intent. Like, hey, it's great seeing you, and I'm looking forward to see you more. Like, just like a seller calls me, like, hey, I really want to buy your property. Consider your house sold. Like, I'm telling them what he wants to hear, which is exactly what I want too. Like, I want to buy this fucking deal. In my friend's player's situation, he wants to go tap that ass as soon as possible. And so he's telling the lady, like, hey, I want to see you as soon as possible. Like, he's like, boom, he's not waiting. He's not playing games, you know what I mean? And the other thing he told me is like, when you get a chick's, phone number or whatever, it's kind of like casting a net, right? With a line, and you kind of got one. But now you want to send as many more of those lines so you can get her, you know what I mean? Like, wrap her up. And I thought, man, that's exactly what I do in real estate, right? When real estate, when a seller, I find a motivated seller, I tell them, hey, they call me, I run to my Ninja phone script. By the way, you can get it totally for free at myrealestatedojo.com. Click on start now. But I run my Ninja phone script, okay? They're motivated. I immediately send them an offer via email instantly, dude, like as soon as possible. Then I put them into my email follow-up. Then I send them a letter. Then I send them postcards. Then I do Facebook retargeting, YouTube retargeting. Then I do so many text messaging. Then I have a whole list of shit we'll call a follow-up marketing plan that I do to get this deal, because he's right. I casted the line, my marketing, the seller called me and they were like, I got one hook, but I don't have the deal, right? There's other investors that may get the deal. So I got to like now send them more lines, like, so I can catch this fish real good, right? And real estate is getting the fucking deal. If I can't tell you the number of times, I swear, I had students, I coached them, they got a fucking deal. And I told them, run out there and put it on a contract. And they were like, oh, well, tomorrow I got to work and today is late. I'll come on Wednesday. And guess what? On Wednesday, the seller sold it to someone else. Because who in their right mind is going to wait for you to come do business with them? If they're ready to go, they're highly motivated. They're trying to get the deal done now, not fucking 2 days from now or 3 days from now or in 1 month or 1 week. They want it now. There's a reason they want it now. And same thing with my buddy, man. Like, this player, the guy that's teaching me some game. And I realized that real estate investing and like with women is very, very similar, right? Doesn't mean that if you're a pro in one, you're going to be a pro of the other. But if you can, connect the dots like I'm trying to help you do, where like, because I was a revelation for me, it made a whole lot of sense, dude, that, hey, for him, when he cast that line, he just boom, boom, boom. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, right? But it made a whole lot of sense. If I see like, someone that I really want, then yeah, I'll cast multiple lines. But for the most part, I'm learning so much more than I ever did. And I can tell you guys that, working and conquering your fears is a great feeling. I've definitely conquered like cold approaching women. I'm not saying I'm a baddie or I'm 100. At a scale of 1 to 10, I'll say I'm just a 2. But I just got my balls to just go and do it, dude. And I'd be like, run away, dude. Just like I remember the first time a seller called me, dude, right? And I was like, hey, picked up the phone and I asked him, why does he want to sell? Well, I didn't even ask him that because I didn't even had that, you know? I was like, okay, what's your property address? And I was so scared. I hang up the phone, dude. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what to say, dude. And that's why I was like, okay, I need a script, bro. I need a script so I know what to say. So going back, the script meant I had intent to do the deal. I had intent to be my dreams. And therefore, I took the pre-steps required to reach my intent. The intent also means that, hey, when I'm talking to a seller, I am telling them I want to buy your house. Consider your house sold. Consider the problem solved. I am telling them everything he wants to hear because that's exactly what I want. Right? I'm not going to play around with them. I'm not going to play games with them. I'm not going to I want to do the fucking deal. My buddy wants to do the deal. His deal is different than my deal, but I'm not dissing on him. You know what I mean? That's great. I'm learning from him because it helps me realize that in business and with women. And I can tell you, man, learning from a pro, you know, has literally accelerated my life, right? Like literally now I'm very social, you know, I've got my confidence. I never had that before, man. You know what I mean? No matter how big I was, how much I was pushing a Benz, having a super BMW, super bike, whatever. I didn't have those confidence. Had all these properties, didn't have those confidence. Had all these people working for me, didn't have those confidence, right? I saw a chick, right? But today I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I am the catch, right? And it has to help me realize that, hey, you know, instead of being that mouse, I literally became a lion. Before I was a lion from the exterior, and if you piss me off, then I will become a total beast. But today I'm just a cool, calm lion, right? That I don't have to flex, I don't have to show off, I don't have to be someone that I literally took the fucking mask off, dude. And this is what I'm trying to teach you, that when you tackle your fears, you can be your dreams. And it's extremely hard, extremely scary. I was shitting bricks. Go watch some of my videos when I cold approached women, you know, 100 women when I didn't know how to even talk to women, right? So the point of the story is that, you know, it's like if you want to be your dreams, you got to be willing to change, dude. And then once you willing to change, you got to have that intent that, hey, I'm going to change. Intent that whoever you talk to, you're going to show them that you want to do this deal. You're the man. You're the serious person, and you'll get this shit done. You're not going to say I will try. You're not going to say, well, maybe this will work. Well, you know, no. You say I must do this. Consider it fucking done, brother. Consider it done. You gave me something, consider it done, dude. You know what I mean? Not only I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to go above and beyond and give it to you, man. I'm going to deliver it earlier. I'm going to give it extra mile on it. I fucking will give it to you more than you expect. And that's what I mean, right? And this is the change that has happened with me, and I'm so grateful for it, dude, that all the hardships were definitely worth it because I am literally a new person, dude. You know what I mean? And I really can't, you know, compare it to money. You know what I mean? It's like it's way better than money because not only am I a great person, every person that I meet, I pour into them, I make them feel good, so I can now like just give to everyone, like, you know, like I'm a giver. And you know, it's a great feeling, man, and it's like one of the best feeling. And I realized today, man, like, dude, I have changed. You're right. There's so many things that I used to fear that don't fuck with me anymore. You know what I mean? And not that I'm saying, you know, I'm a badass, because there's still like a lot of improvement, and you know, so much. I am empty cup, right? There's so much to be filled with it, right? But I've definitely emptied out all the fucking stuff, and I'm whatever it is, I'm scraping it up and dumping it out so I can be totally empty, dude. That means to bend. That means to forgive people that have done me wrong. That means to forgive people that I've done wrong. That means to, you know, show fucking intent. Take the fucking mask off, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's for fucking people that are hurt, people that are scared, people that have fear. You know what I mean? They can't even be who the fuck they want to be because they're scared what other people will think. Their own mind. They're scared of their own fucking mind. Their mind says, oh, you're not good enough, buddy. You know, you failed before, you're gonna fail today. You know, that shit, man. You know, so when I say intent, I'm talking about changing this too, dude, because without that, all is lost, as the book and the biography says of the yogi. Okay, if you lose your money, some is lost. You lose your health, more is lost. But if you lose this, everything, you can't make no money, your body shuts down, everything, dude, you go, right? And so the most important thing is this, dude, not the material things, illusion. Anyways, guys, don't take no for an answer. I love you. Be your dreams, man. Peace.